Hello and welcome to another episode of The Rant's Over.
The show where we talk about life and its problems and also answer your burning questions. I'm Jessie.
And I'm Henry. We're recording twice today. We've taken our jumpers off.
We've done a whole transformation. Look how different
I've still got the beanie on. We've taken our jumpers off. So spirits are high. You know, at the top of our script today it says second episode in one day. Keep the vibes up. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to keep the vibes up. So, as we're recording twice in one day, Jessie, we can't do Story of the Week again because it's boring.
We can't, Henry.
Although, let's say, Happy Easter, guys.
Yeah, Happy Easter. Hope you get lots of Easter eggs.
This will probably go out on Friday or Saturday before Easter Sunday. So, Happy Easter, guys.
Save you some chocolate for me, please, because I never get any.
I love a bit of chocky.
I don't get any Easter eggs.
Do you know what? I'm going home for Easter, and I called my mum.
Did you?
And I was like, hi,
Just
Mum.
double check.
Hi, Mum. I'm going to come home for Easter. She was like, okay, son, but just be warned. There's no Easter egg hunt this year.
I just think, no Easter egg. You have an Easter egg hunt.
What?
You have an Easter egg hunt.
Do you not have an Easter egg hunt?
No.
Oh my goodness. Easter egg hunts are the best.
Is this normal?
Wait, have you never had an Easter egg hunt?
No, Bolly says it's not normal, it's you.
Are you mad? You've never had an Easter egg hunt? No. Is this like great? What?
Do you? You have your mum sets out Easter eggs for you to run around the garden and find.
You've never had an Easter egg?
Is this serious?
Bruv, what?
But you've been doing this until you were 19 years old.
Nah, the last one was when I was 18. It was before uni. Say less. Anyway, I'm actually... Okay, we can talk... This is the first port of call for today's episode because I'm so confused.
Is this normal?
No, I've done it.
I need to know whether people think this is normal or not.
My school used to do the coolest thing, right? So you get a hard-boiled egg, right? And you paint it at home and you bring it in.
I did that.
And the school, you give them all in, the school would go and like hide the eggs around like the field and the playground and stuff. And then there'll be... Every kid would bring in like an Easter egg, and you'd always have those kids that brought in a massive, like the £15 Easter eggs, and they'd make a massive tower of them in the middle of the school hall. And basically, on Easter, the Monday after Easter Sunday, school would literally be maybe not because it's bank holiday, but school would be you go into school and then they blow a whistle, everyone would be on the playground, and you just have to run and you have to find Drake. And you know, the earlier you found your egg, the better Easter egg you got as a prize.
So the people that had bought the £15 ones didn't even get to eat the £15 ones?
Nah, exactly.
But knowing then they probably got loads of other ones at home.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I would be,
you know
I would be elbowing people out
of
the way.
I'm atting one of my housemates here, right? You know those people
He's not shouting out, guys, he's atting.
You know those people that get Easter eggs from like their mum, their dad, their grandparents, their other grandparents, their aunties and uncles. One of my housemates still has his Easter eggs from last year.
That's wrong, I'm sorry.
What is the need?
That's wrong. Why? That's like Christmas chocolate where people don't eat it. And I just think, how can you do that? I think I've been deprived of chocolate as a child.
Oh, we used to do... Yeah,
I can't leave stuff. I have to eat it all in one go.
We literally used to do egg hunts every year. It was brilliant.
That's mental.
Oh, I loved it. And we used to go to my uncle's. And my uncle's got a pretty big garden. And oh my God, you'd spend like 3 hours hunting for Easter eggs and sweets and stuff.
I'm actually baffled. I don't think I've ever done this and I'm so jealous.
He tied a piñata in the garden as well. So it's a bit like a little forest, really. You'd hide the piñata, and when we found it, we'd batter it, and it would just be full of chocolate. It's amazing, honestly. They must have spent about 4 hours setting it up.
I'm so jealous.
I didn't realise that wasn't a normal thing.
No, well, maybe it is, but me and Bolly don't think it is.
I've always had Easter egg hunts. And then my grandma, bless her, she always gets me a little box of chocolates every single year. And they're the best chocolates, little Belgian chocolates. Oh, I love it.
I'm going to be having words with my family because I don't get anything. I think my grandma buys me one Easter egg, and Ben's auntie gets me an Easter egg.
One is plenty.
It's not. I want a full-on Easter egg hunt.
But buy your own, Jessie.
No.
Buy your own.
I don't have enough
That's what I'm
money
going to do
to
this year. I'm going to buy. I want to get one of those £15 Lindor ones. You know, the ones with like the chocolate ball. Oh my goodness.
Do you know what? I might go to Tesco after this and buy myself an Easter egg.
Oh, I get paid on Thursday, so that's going to be my meal for Thursday, I think. So we're not doing Story of the Week. We got a little bit in there about Easter. Do you do an Easter egg hunt at home?
Please let us know.
Please let us know in the comments of the TikTok, the YouTube, the Instagram, whatever it is, because I thought that was normal.
I'm outraged that I'm
surprised.
One of these.
So we're going to try a new bit, which I've prepared. Okay.
And I don't know what this is.
Jessie doesn't know anything about it. So
this has been absolutely launched on me, and I'm a bit scared.
Welcome to the best of Fesshole.
I already don't like the sound of that.
So Fesshole is a Twitter page. Follow them at the Fesshole, at Fesshole, whatever it is. Follow them. They're brilliant. basically they just post anonymous confessions. And whilst you lot listening or watching are too scared to send us your confessions, we're going to be stealing them off Fesshole and talking about them.
Honestly though, just send us cool or naughty or terrible
You can
things
email
that
it
you've
to
done.
us, you can send it and ask to be anonymous, you can send it and we'll make some sort of anonymous link or website you can send it to.
Or if you've got problems, then who else would you want to help you solve them other than me and Henry?
Please, email, please. Just
obviously-
email us or DM us, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Or when you see the post on the Instagram stories, just reply.
Yeah,
It could
we'll
be-
keep you a secret, I promise.
It could be the most pointless bit of contribution, but it adds a couple minutes onto the pod, and that's
Something
all we
funny
really
that's
need.
happened in your week.
Exactly. Yeah.
Just don't make it
Join
be
in with
about
story.
us.
Yeah, we'll do that. New bit. Just launched today. New story of the week. Right. When we'll put a post up each week. Let us know what you're getting up to this week, and we'll choose one person, and we'll
read the
talk
best
about
one
it.
out, so make it good.
Make it good. So
Make it good.
the best of Fesshole. In this bit, Jessie, I'm going to be maybe every week, maybe every other week. I'm going to be finding a few of my favourite posts to the Fesshole account, and I'm going to get your thoughts on them live and direct in the studio.
Okay,
Are you ready?
not really.
I don't think you are.
I don't think I am.
Number 1. When I cut my toenails, I used a clipping from my big toe to pick my teeth.
Are they serious?
Yeah,
things?
they're serious. Someone does that. Thoughts? Speechless, by the way.
Absolutely disgusting.
Would you not
Absolutely
do that?
disgusting. No, why would I do that?
Really?
That's like people that bite their toes. Oh, I
used to
can't
do-
say what I was
Oh,
going to
sorry,
say.
just headbutt the camera, the mic. I used to do that when I was a kid.
My sister used to do
I used to do
as
that
well.
mad thing where you like...
She
get
literally...
your- And then
All
how-
those
flexing
disgusting
the
by
jelly,
both
by
of
the
us
way.
today.
Oh, it's absolutely vile. That is just
Honestly.
disgusting.
No,
Follow-
but mine wasn't purpose. His is that's intentional.
Yeah, it
He's
was
intentionally disgusting.
I just, it was... I didn't like getting my nails clipped by my mum. Oh, I hate
So
all
you
that.
decided to chew them
So
off
I
instead,
thought,
you
I'll
absolute
just
tramp.
bite it.
That's
all right. All right. Says the one that shat himself last week on
That
the
was
pod.
accidental. You're intentionally sitting
Make
there
it
in a
sound
room
like she
full of
literally
people.
shat in the studio.
No, this
She
is
didn't.
this is not what happened. Listen to last week's to find out
Yeah.
the real story and not Henry throwing shade at me because he's
Yeah,
salty
well,
that
there you
he
go.
chews his toenails.
Well, yeah, but my point was you said that was when you were a kid. This was when I was a child.
No, but mine was unintentional. You're intentionally sitting there thinking, oh, I fancy a snack. I'm going to bite
Well,
my
no, it
toenails
wasn't
off.
that. It's not like I swallowed it.
Do you know what I bet
Spat it
you
out.
did? I bet you spat it at people as well.
That's disgusting.
I bet your mum...
What, you think I'm sat in
bet in your
primary school with my
house-
dogs out, with the tootsies out,
Your school
chewing?
classroom...
Oh,
Your school classroom had your toenail clippings all over the floor. Your mum would hoover the carpet and there'd just be all full of
yeah,
your
my
toenails.
mum did work at my school, to be fair.
In your house.
Ha. Okay, number 2. So number 1 went down well.
Number one,
This is
you're
going to be a
gross.
great bit. Number 2. I mix soup powder with a tiny amount of warm water to make a thick paste, and then I spread it on toast.
Soup.
Yeah, like soup powder, like dry powder.
Why would you do that when there's
I
so
don't know.
many other options?
I can imagine it's a bit like pate.
Why would it be like pate,
I
Henry?
don't know. I do
That's
like the pate.
disgusting.
So,
To be fair, I did think you were going to say they brushed their teeth with it.
oh my god.
That would have been a lot
That is
worse.
wild. No, I'm not going to say that. But coming off this little fess, shout out Fesshole again. Follow them.
That's
Jessie.
one strike.
No, but we're
shout-outs.
kind of we're low key using their content, so I think it's suitable. Jessie, what is your most favourite, most controversial food combo?
Controversial food combo.
I've got some brilliant ones.
Okay, you start and I'll think.
Toast.
Yeah,
So you get 2 bits of bread, toast them,
yeah.
bit of butter, bit of honey, some
Oh.
grated cheese.
No.
put them together, You put them together. Listen, hear me out. You put them together, chop them in half. It's got to be like freshly toasted bread. Oh my god, it's amazing. You've got like the maturity of the cheddar and the sweetness and innocence of the honey.
Not Gordon Ramsay.
Gordon Ramsay on the team. No,
And the immaturity and the non-innocence of Henry just
yeah,
ruins
exactly.
the whole
But
meal.
it genuinely, cheese and honey. My mum introduced me to it. It is goated. It is such a good combo.
To be fair,
It's so good.
To be fair, I've been somewhere and had like goat's cheese and honey.
Have you never had like, you know when you have like a thing of camembert, and, like baked camembert,
Yeah,
like,
with
with
like
honey?
stuff.
See, it's
Okay,
meant to
that's
be a
not
thing.
that weird. Someone I went to school with used to have, she really liked jam sandwiches and really liked ham sandwiches.
Oh my god.
So she'd make a ham and jam sandwich.
I was going to say, is that a jam or
That's
is that ham?
just, it's just wrong.
Yeah.
That's just wrong because the textures and everything.
Oh,
I don't
no,
like
that's
that.
actually making me a bit sick.
I don't like that at all.
I've got one that I've been told by all my housemates and my girlfriend, which is weird. I didn't know. When I have Nutella on toast, I have butter.
That's weird.
Why is that weird?
Because why do you need Nutella and butter?
It just there's something about the flavour is so good. Producer Bolu is looking
He
flabbergasted.
actually thinks we are mental.
No, but I think that's normal.
I think you're too normal, Producer Bolly.
What? No. Hold on.
Okay, he's going to defend himself. Do you want to come around to the mic so he
Come
can
round
at
to the
least
mic.
hear you? He's going to squeeze his next to Jess.
Hold on. Whoops.
Here we go.
Cool. So,
He's about to violate
I'm not.
us.
I am pretty normal, I guess. However, you two are insane. Why would you put? You've already got one like spread that's completely different to the other spread. Like you got like one normal spread.
This is what I was
It
told.
makes no
Why have
sense.
you got two spreads?
You wouldn't even taste the butter.
You can. Oh, it's delicious. It actually, if anything, it makes the butter taste nicer. It's just so yummy.
I will try it with my Biscoff spread.
I don't know about
Oh,
Biscoff. That one, it might, nah.
Biscoff.
Try it with Nutella because that's
Okay,
what I
I'll buy
suggested.
Nutella.
You can try it with Biscoff and blame yourself when it's awful because that's not. I didn't suggest it. Oh, he's got his hair coming. Who cares? Anyway, don't try it with your
Who cares?
Biscoff.
Not me.
Don't try it with your
Back to me,
Biscoff.
Polly.
Well, you can. Let us know next episode, but don't blame me because I didn't suggest that.
Okay, fair enough.
I've heard butter
I won't
and
be happy.
jam. Butter and jam.
That's the most common
No,
thing.
I think that's weird.
No, oh my
I think
goodness.
that's so weird.
She's the weird one.
She's
Why
the
am I
weird one.
weird? Just pick one and stick with
When
it.
you
We'll
have
get two
toast,
slices of
bruh.
toast. No, shush. We'll get two slices of toast. Put one with butter, put one with jam, put one with Nutella, one with butter. Don't mix it
What,
together.
so you're saying you just have a bit of toast just with butter on it?
Yes!
Oh my
That's the
God.
best when it's like golden brown and it's all
You're
and the
disgusting.
butter melts.
Actually,
and
I
it's
did.
just pops
No,
in.
that's not even bad. I'm not even going to cuss that because that is nice. But butter is the role of butter is to go underneath the condiment. That is what butter's for.
Nutella is not a
Yes, but
sandwich.
jam bloody well is.
No, I don't
I'm not
like
going to have
that.
it. Jam is a condiment.
What do you think? So, do you know wraps? Like
Yeah.
a tortilla wrap, would you put butter on that?
No, but I normally do like mayo or something in the wrap.
See, I put butter on wraps and apparently
I've
that's
got
weird.
another one. Ham
really
and
not?
mayonnaise.
Bolo agrees with me.
Do you like ham and mayonnaise?
I don't. I have this thing about mayonnaise, right? Because it's made of eggs.
Yeah.
If I think too much about how it's made of, about how it's made of eggs, and if they all get compressed, it actually makes
At the
me feel
uni,
sick.
at the uni bars, when you get a thing of chips, the packs of mayo are just covered in eggs.
I don't like that.
It's why I don't really care because mayo is so
No,
lame.
but it really gets in my brain that it's like all smushed out eggs and that it's all. And I don't like the white bit of eggs. I just like the yellow bit.
So like the yolk.
Like the yolk over the.
Yeah, because it tastes weird. And I only like
Okay.
scrambled eggs all the
Oh,
time to dip the stuff
I
in.
learned to make scrambled eggs about a month ago, which sounds ridiculous. I'm 20 years old, for goodness sake, but I have not stopped eating scrambled eggs. I love it.
Do you
It's
put jam
so
in them
good.
as well?
No, obviously not. Bit of salt and pepper, bit of bread with butter on it, toast with butter.
You're such a Gordon Ramsay.
I know, tell me about it. Right, I think we should switch it up.
Probably.
Yeah? Okay, so
Traumatise me
the next one. This is awful. It really is. Last episode we were talking about shit. This is a bit of a poopy confession. I once wanted to see how much a shit would splash if I was to let it go from the top of a multi-storey car park. I released, heard a scream, and never checked the results. What the... Fill in the blank.
Why would someone do that?
Why would you confess to it?
That's awful.
Why would you confess to that?
That poor person has been pooed on.
Yeah, that's actually wild.
And they've just, what if they were going on a date? What if they were going out for a nice dinner? What if they were on a first date or with their child? What if you pooed on a child?
Facts.
That's
actually,
awful.
I'm not going to try and sit here and defend that because it's completely unethical and wrong.
And how would you, what was it going to splash in?
No, I think you want to see how much the splash damage would be. So, you know, like if you're in Call of Duty, you throw a grenade and you've got the radius of the explosion.
So it could have gone and multiple people.
I think that was the idea, was to see how far up the wall it would go, or how
I'm not being funny. Whoever's written this is
disgusting.
an absolute
Yeah,
psychopath.
sicko. Some of these are bad. The next one's not. We're going to finish. This is the last fest. We're going to probably do four each episode because it's quite fun.
I can't cope with more than that.
Exactly. This is probably the most unethical one, but I think it's quite funny. So the local charity shop sells free books for £1.
Oh.
If I see some good ones, which I'm not that fussed about reading, I'll go in, buy them, and then donate them to Oxfam, where they charge a fortune for them.
That's awful.
That's bad, isn't
That's
it?
awful.
But is it?
I bet that's the same person who pooed off the multi-story
It's
building.
it's like there's two sides to this argument, right? And I'm going to say that it's not too bad because you're giving money to charity. Say, you know, whichever charity that's selling them free for £1, you're giving them the £1. Good on
Yeah.
you. Fair play to you. And then instead of keeping them for yourself, you're just going and donating them straight to another charity.
But my point is, the only thing that this guy or woman gets out of it is being evil.
Yeah, and that
He
people have to pay
doesn't.
more
They
for
don't
them.
benefit. I'm assuming it's a guy. Sounds like a guy.
I think that's very sexist of you.
Well, I'm imagining you doing it. I don't know why in my brain you.
I
popped
could
up.
never.
But I just think the only thing that he's getting out of it is purely evilness. So, no, that's
No.
mean.
I agree. I think it's wrong, but I think you're also, you know, you're doing your bit for charity, and that's great.
But do people that have like lots of like people that go thrifting that have loads of money and stuff like that and vintage shopping, do they go to Oxfam? Because if so, if they're
do.
the rich people that just want to go shopping.
Well, I'm not a rich person
For
that
the
goes
sake of
thrifting,
it.
but I do no. But whenever I walk past the charity shops, I pop in. So again, we're gonna, you know, because I'm so creative like this. I'm just a genius. Pat on the back. When I've been going through these fesses, I've been putting little side questions to ask Jessie.
Oh no.
Just for like little topics.
Oh no.
No, it's a nice one. What is the best charity shop find you've had, or someone you know's had? Have you ever?
Best
Do you go charity shopping much?
Sometimes, yeah.
It's quite fun.
Sometimes it is fun. Do you know what's? I know it's not a charity shop at all, but somewhere that gets the best finds that you don't even think about, especially on proper designer stuff. TK Maxx.
TK Maxx is brilliant.
TK Maxx. Is
TK Maxx for
absolutely
your pants,
top
lads.
tier.
Calvin Klein's. I'll cuss you out. You're never going to sponsor us. They are so expensive, and I've got a fair few pairs. But it used to be that I'd ask them for Christmas, and now I've realised they start. You know when they start to get holes in them, it's not looking good. We can't be having that, especially if we do what Jessie did in the pod last
For
episode.
goodness sake, let it go.
But TK Maxx, you can go and you can get like Jack and Jones, other brands are available for like £8. It's brilliant.
No, honestly, and do you know what's really good? Bags. So handbags, purses, everything. And I don't know where they come from, because why did they sell them? And I like how it says RRP, and you think like, oh, this cost 200 quid, it's now 20 quid. I'm amazing. I've
Yeah,
got
it's
such
true.
a bargain.
No, but because they come, they're like the out of like season like designer stuff
people don't
that
want
people didn't
anymore.
want to buy, and the designers don't keep the stock, so they're like, okay, we'll give it to TK Maxx, or TK Maxx probably pay for it.
And then
And
we get all the bargains.
Exactly. So I was actually thinking, I'm going to do a TK Maxx trip this week. Actually, I've been thinking I need some new pants. So
Do you know, since we were talking about money and how you don't have money, you've named about 20 different things that you're going to spend
no,
your
but
money
not
on?
even like the only thing I've got to spend money on is going to London over Easter. But I'm not like going shopping. I'm fundraising, doing a bit of charity fundraising. We can talk about that if I want. Basically, in summer, I'm climbing Mount Everest. Crazy,
I
right?
can't imagine you doing that.
Well, I'm climbing to base camp anyway. It's a 12-day trek. I'm raising money for the Meningitis Research Foundation, which is a brilliant cause. Donate if you can. I'll put the links onto the Rant Over Pod Instagram, and I'll also put them in the link of the pod.
Self-plug.
Yeah, but it's for charity, so
It is
it's
for
okay.
charity.
If you're feeling a bit generous, if you've got a bit of extra cash to give, do it.
Or, if you don't think you can do it, but just think of your money as
Yeah.
placing a bet on him failing.
Well, I'm not going to fail. I'm doing it. Right, it's for
Doing
charity.
it,
I've
just
got
maybe
to.
not very well.
So yeah, and what I'm also going to do is we'll have an absolute banger of an episode for the pod when I come back from Nepal, because that'll be a great episode. We can do story time. I think that'd be good.
Story time of everything.
We can do the
that
same when you
happened.
go to Amsterdam, same when I go to Belgium, kind of
Yeah,
thing.
God, we're proper jet setters, aren't
Yeah,
we?
well,
Go
apparently,
us.
recently. So that just about sums up. What was it called? The best of Festival. So
Best of
let's
Fest.
get on to the main topic of today's episode. Okay, guys. So the main part of today's episode, the main topic, shall we say, is what, Jessie?
Near-death experiences.
That was better. That sounded very, very.
Very
you know,
convincing.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about what near-death experiences we've had. I feel like most people have had at least somewhat of a near-death
Do you
experience.
think, or are you being a bit dramatic?
No, I think we have. I think we all have, surely.
Okay, tell me about yours then.
Okay, this is a great story.
You're just writing things that you've got interesting stuff to write and talk about.
Well,
Kevin's had 20 million near-death experiences.
I might have done. Excuse me.
That was just one. That was a near-death experience.
That was one I almost died. So, the first near-death experience I want to talk about is when I was on holiday in France.
Oh no.
So, I was out with out on a bike trip with my mum and my 2 little brothers, I believe.
Okay.
And we were on a cycling route, and so it was kind of like we had mountain bikes, and we've been like, okay, we're gonna do like we had like this kind of guide, and you could pick like from green to like black routes. Green obviously being really easy.
Okay.
So we were doing like an orange route.
Oh wow.
So it's a long trip, maybe about 4 hours cycling, but 2 hours there, 2 hours back, nice and easy, 4-hour round trip, done. I was in charge of navigation.
Oh no, who decided that?
Yeah, you can see where this is going. So I was at the front. So I had my maps up, and I was like, I think we're turning left here. So I take a left. About 10 minutes later, we find ourselves going down a hill with probably about, like, I don't know, it must have been pretty negative, like almost straight down at times, with like big like gaps between like solid and then a jump basically,
Oh, no.
but straight down. Being with my mother and my 2 little brothers, who I can't think were more than 13 at the time, maybe 12. I might have been about 16. It was awful. So we're going down this black route, and we were like, oh God. We look at there's no way, we've gone about 5 minutes, and we're like, there is no way we're getting back up. You can't turn around basically.
No,
It's
you
it's
can't.
not an
It'll
option.
take a while to cycle back up there.
You're not cycling, that's for sure. You'd have to carry the bikes, and it just wouldn't have worked. So we were like, okay, well, we'll just have to go to the end of the path. So we went to the end of the path. I think I might have taken another wrong turning.
Oh no.
Because
Who put you in charge?
I know, because we ended up coming out, or maybe I didn't, but we ended up coming out in like this really, really pretty little kind of like group of houses in France. And we were like, hey, this is bad. We don't know where we are. Where we were was not on the map that we had. It wasn't on the map. There was no signal where we were. So we had to make a choice. We'd also run out of water, which is crucial for the story, and why it was probably a near-death experience, because it was probably about 28-30 degrees.
Oh no.
And it was hot. So me and my little brother snuck into the back garden of one of these houses. They're all big houses, really nice. Luckily no one was in. I think we might have knocked on the door first, and nobody answered, so we went round the back. And we used their like outback tap to fill up water. Bear in mind, we had no idea how long it was going to be till we got back to the campsite. So we were like, okay, we're going to have to... So Mum was basically getting us to chug water until we couldn't drink anymore.
Yeah.
And then we filled up the bottles, so we had a load yet left. So then we basically had to make a decision. Do we go left? Do we go right? Because the thing is, we didn't have signal, so we couldn't check where we were. So we had to make a decision. Do we go this way, that way? And then when we have signal, we can figure out where we are. We chose to go left. Luckily, it was the right way. So we're following this road along. So we're cycling along, because we were like, we may as well still cycle, get a bit of exercise out of it, a bit more. And by the time we got signal, we realised that we were, I think, 8 kilometres away from the campsite.
Oh my.
Which is far.
That is so far.
It's far. It might be more than that. I think it might.
So you must have been really
like,
far.
It was quite a while ago. I can't remember, and I didn't fact check with my mum before writing the script. But I am pretty sure that it could have been as much as 20
You must have been
kilometres away.
absolutely miles away.
It might have been
to
8
start
miles.
off
I don't know. It might have been. It was something like that. We were miles away. Anyway, we figured out where we were going, but we kind of didn't because the signal wasn't working. So it was kind of just, okay, well, we're just going to have to go with this, and hopefully it works out. And eventually we got back. And I think it took us, I don't know, it must have been, by the time we figured out we were lost, it took us about 4.5 hours to get home.
That's absolutely
No
crazy.
food, we had very limited water. And there was a point in that day that when I thought I was going to die. I did. There you go.
That's really traumatizing.
That's one of my near-death experiences. Quite fun. Oh, it was 12 kilometres apparently away. That's what I've got on my script. I didn't
Quite
realise.
fun. In
But yeah.
retrospect.
Have you
Not
had
at
any?
the time.
Have you had any near-death experiences, Jessie?
Actually, I've just thought of one while you've been talking.
There we go.
So, I was going to talk about when I ran into the back of someone, but it worried me a bit, but I didn't feel like I was going to die. But one of the worst parts was So I used to go skiing a lot when I was younger, and I went on a ski trip with school. And we had to do like a slalom race. Do you know what slalom is?
Yeah.
So for those that don't know, it's loads of poles and they're in sort of diagonal to each other and you go in and out of them. And I really, really, really wanted to beat the other people that were doing it with me. So I skied towards it and started going and was picking up the pace really, really quick. And then I completely went through the first one and I realised as I was going towards it, I was going way too fast. And what I did is I took out every single slalom. And I'm not joking, the dip was like, I don't know, like a blue run maybe? No, a red run. And on like, at the end of it, so I was going like that, going towards this drop, going, took out every single slalom. And honestly, there must have been about 25. And I just rolled down the thing like this. And then this guy came up to me, I think he was French, and he was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? What have you done to all my things? What's going on? Blah, blah, blah. Wasn't bothered about me when I was screaming and crying in a ball on the floor. Was only bothered about his pole.
Classic French person.
So yeah, that was terrible. And I was pretty traumatised after that. In fact, I got injured quite badly, and on this ski trip we had like an Idiot of the Week award, and you'd get to wear this badge, and they felt so bad for me that they didn't give me it, and I was so mad that I didn't get this award.
You probably deserved it.
I know I did. I was like, what else can I do? I'm so fuming that I didn't get it.
Idiot of the Week. I'm trying to think of. That's made me think of. Pardon me, little yawn. Tired, been a long day.
Don't make me yawn.
It's made me think of like weird awards. Do you know when I was in secondary school, I won an award for my smile.
You won an award for your smile?
Yeah, I got best smile
Was that
in
made
the
by your
yearbook.
mum?
No, it was in the yearbook. I got best smile voted by all my peers.
That's so cute.
Yeah, I don't know why.
What do people think of Harry's smile? Smile, Harry.
No, because now I feel like
that was not a good smile.
It's when I smile like this. When I smile normally,
that.
when I'm chatting, I'm like, yeah, totally. I think it's because I get my chubby cheeks back. But viewing viewers will be able to see that.
Listeners.
So I also thought about times where maybe you've almost killed someone. Standard? No?
Yeah, of
just
course.
me. Anyway,
of course.
So I was on a not ski trip. Why can't I think of the word? Surfboarding trip. We were in Newquay or something like that. Is that what it's called? I think so. So we were surfing.
We were somewhere surfing.
And oh my god, I loved it. I haven't surfboarded since, but it was so good. Just something about it was brilliant. Anyway, I got all right. We were there for a week. I got decent. I could stand up and ride a waving kind of thing. It was fun.
Pretend you were in a film.
Yeah, basically, it was brilliant. Walk out, like what Baywatch moment out of the water.
Oh no!
Flick my hair.
I can imagine.
So I'm going along. I've caught this wave in. I'm going quite fast because I caught it quite far out. Because you can go miles out of these beaches. So I've caught this wave in. I'm riding it. I've been riding it for about like 20 seconds, decent. And I've just got on my feet. This girl in my class has just popped up in front of me, like out of the water. Must have been about 10 foot in front of me. No more than that. Popped up. I was like, oh no, this is not good. Because I'm not an experienced surfer. And I could take her head off right now. Anyway, it kind of ties into a near-death experience for me because I somehow, I don't know how I did it, leant, I was like, just do what you think's right. Leant, swerved out of the way, managed to get straight again, and then I flipped. The wave had gone basically just overtaken me. I flipped over, and my head got smashed by the back of the surfboard, and I was under the water and I couldn't get back up. It's pretty scary stuff.
Have you ever done that thing where you go to the beach or something and you get washed up when a wave catches you at the wrong time?
Yeah.
And I did that before and it was absolutely awful because I'm not scared of the sea. I've always been comfortable with water and stuff like that, but I turned around and it was in Portugal.
It's powerful, man.
Turned around, it smacked me on the back of the head. I got completely dragged up to the sand.
It's a weird sensation, though, isn't it?
Sand in my eyes, everything.
You've got loads of holiday makers on the beaches.
Yeah.
And all you can hear around you when you get thrown up out of the water and back in, you can just hear people having fun.
Yeah.
And you're literally in this position. As how old were you?
Not very old.
Yeah, I mean,
12 maybe.
This happened to me when I was like 15, and it was like
it's
so
just
scary.
It's horrible. Scary. And you look so dramatic, just coming up lying on the sand like, I can't breathe.
Oh, we were on holiday a different summer. We used to always just go camping in France because it was easy and it was fun. And where this one spot that we went to for a while had this big. It was like based around this lake. It's just the most incredible place. They had one of those bouncy adventure courses out on the water, with those ice boat things you climb up.
Yeah.
I could never do it. Fred could do it every time. I just couldn't hack it. But we my mum one summer, I think it was the first or second summer we went there. I can't remember what it was called, but there was like a sailing school.
All right.
And my mum had sailed when she was younger, and she was like, I want you to try it at least and give it a go. Try and learn a new thing. It might be fun. So we enrolled on the holiday sailing school. And we were out sailing one day, and we kind of got to the point where you could have like 3 people in a boat and you'd be fine, no instructors. Like, we got right at it. And obviously people that sail know, we say this a lot, people that do this will know, people that sail will know that as the wind changes, the kind of like mast, I think it's called, swings round the other way, and you have to like duck out the way. And if you don't duck, I can tell you from experience, you're getting a nasty bash to the side of the head.
Oh no, Henry!
Like, it swang round, smacked me so hard. It was awful.
Did
and
you
I
cry?
was like, yeah, I'm proud to say I cried.
Good for you.
Yeah, it was awful.
It's good to cry.
And I was like, you know what? Maybe this just isn't for me. You know?
And did you ever do it since?
No.
Well, there we go.
Never.
Then. Stick to surfing.
And also,
obviously you're a professional.
before I came to uni, I worked like as a barista and like a waiter. And where I worked was a sailing club,
Oh,
like
right.
on the beach in like down south where I live. And it was like, I'm so happy I never kept up with sailing, because the people that sail, the vast majority just think they are cut above the rest. They really do. They come in for a coffee, and they just speak to you like you're a piece of dog poo on their shoe. And it was like, just because you know how to fly a kite on a boat, it does not mean that you're better than me.
No.
So I don't like
Just
sailors
because
now.
you don't get hit.
Actually, you
by the
know what?
mass.
This is an ad. I'm coming for you. Anyone that sails, hit me up.
No, you can't generalise.
We can have a scrap if you want.
Anyone that sails and knows they're not very nice people, hit them
Yeah,
up.
if you're just I mean,
If
we're
you get
not-
hit by the
we're not
mass like Henry,
swearing.
then that's
we're
fine.
not swearing on the pod anymore. Well, we're going to try and limit it anyway to
Who's we?
well, both of us apparently. This is a nice goal. But yeah, so you know, if you sail, come for me. You'll regret it.
You're so intense.
I know. I'm
You
good
should
with the
make-
eye contact.
You need like a list of people that you don't like I do.
Oh, I've got a vast list.
A vast list.
It's stored in the back
Is
of
it
my
written?
mind.
Have you put it in a safe?
It's not written, no.
It's in an envelope for when you pass away and you give it to everyone and go, carry on my vendetta.
Oh, imagine, that'd be wild. Okay, well, that was near-death experiences on the Rants Over podcast. And, yeah, we're going to have a tiny little break. We'll be back in a second. And we'll be doing Conspiracy Space. See you then. Go. Okay, guys, so what's the next topic of today's podcast? I'm feeling really silly today. There's probably your ears aren't going to thank me for that. So, what we're doing, Jess?
Conspiracy space.
Conspiracy space. Oh, is that what it is? Conspiracy space.
Yeah.
Space.
It's a fact.
I don't like that. Okay, so
Rude.
what is conspiracy space, Jessie?
So, it is when we take a well-known conspiracy, break it down, give it our views, and then give it either a thumbs up or a thumbs down.
I think we've got to do that last episode, actually.
Yeah.
Birds, thumbs down.
Thumbs down.
Birds are real, and they have feelings too.
Even pigeons.
So today's not really a conspiracy. We've got a problem.
Yeah.
Our problem is with Andrew Tate. You know,
This is a shout out to you.
this is not a shout out.
This is that.
Right, look, we all know Andrew Tate, we all know what he's like, but it's not so much a conspiracy, but the idea is that Andrew Tate is basically mind washing these children
Yeah.
and young men into thinking that, well, do you want to give us the example you told me off camera? Because this is brilliant.
Someone we know, someone that they know, their kids has now decided that they don't want to go to school because Andrew Tate told him that school's mind washing him and it's all a lie, and it's
actually
teaching him to do things he shouldn't do.
It's
So
nuts,
yeah,
isn't it?
so now he refuses to go to school.
Look, I do understand the people that kind of say, oh, he's empowering young men, he's making them feel that, you know, they can do stuff with their life. Good on him for that.
Yeah,
For that,
that
and that
tiny
only,
section.
because the rest of it is just nuts. I mean, all this about him, you know, human trafficking, they're all allegations. I don't know if they're true. It wouldn't surprise me. It just wouldn't. But I think it is a serious topic that young men are being absolutely brainwashed. Like, there's people that, you know, he's basically just trying to muscle up
more of him.
anti-feminism, and basically just the whole suggestion that, you know, men are better than women, men can do what they like to women, men can touch women how they want, men can do what, basically, men are
Men
the
who are superior.
Men are superior.
Women suck.
Women suck.
And Andrew Tate is the ruler of them all, apparently.
Basically, so he's got this massive army of nerds, and to be honest, if you are an Andrew Tate super fan, you're a nerd. And I hope you come for me in the comments of the YouTube and the TikTok.
Oh,
Because what are you
no.
going to do? What are you going to do to me? I understand that women have rights, and I understand that men and women are equal. And I think that's good. I think that's how we should all be.
Yeah, because
And I'm not
if
being
you're
a
not,
pick
then
me
you're not a
or
decent...
anything like that. Don't need to be. I've got a girlfriend, thank you.
You're just a decent human
Just a
being,
decent-
Henry.
So we're gonna have a little chat. We haven't really got much of a script for this part because we thought we may as well just go for it. So some of the things that Andrew Tate has been accused of doing, Jessie. Well, he like we all know, it's all a pyramid scheme, quite frankly. He basically gets his minions to kind of like harvest content for him on TikTok. If you didn't know, so basically the idea is that you set up an account called Andrew Tate Superfan #1 (brackets Major Virgin), and what you do, I was just trying to show you, this will be funny, on TikTok, I want the hate, bring it, I can handle it. So the idea is that he kind of gets his minions to kind of set up like accounts and just harvest TikToks of his content. It's somewhat similar to Nazi propaganda. It really is. He's got this army of people that are just churning out content for him. So you cannot. There was a period in my TikTok history where you couldn't scroll four videos without Andrew Tate popping up.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was the same for you. He was everywhere. He was on YouTube. He was on Instagram. He was on Twitter. He was on TikTok constantly. Anywhere you looked, everyone was talking about him. And look, I'm not going to sit here and say that he should have been arrested. I don't know what he has and hasn't done. That's none of my business. But what I can sit here and say, and this is a bit of a rant, and that's why it's called The Rant's Over, is that everything he stands for is just wrong. It really is. Men should be empowered. Good on you. Men, yeah, go for it. You know, you can be a millionaire if you want to, but you don't need to assault women and disrespect women and not think that women have rights. That isn't normal. Thoughts?
I completely agree, Henry, and it's nice to hear that you're like that. It shows that I'm friends with decent people. But yeah, it's terrifying, especially as someone who the hate is being spurred towards.
It's nuts.
To know that there's other people that are going to be like that in the future. And hopefully that like kids in the future and stuff will know that and realise that it's absolutely crazy. But the influence that social media have is absolutely insane.
This kid, you know, has literally stopped going to school because Andrew Tate has told him to.
Yeah.
If Andrew Tate fans, I'm asking you a direct question, be completely honest with me, seriously. If Andrew Tate told you to jump off a cliff, would you do it? Would you? I don't think you would.
And if you would, why?
It's just
why?
ridiculous. Andrew Tate, and I can say this from the bottom of my heart, does not care about you. He doesn't. He couldn't care less about you, couldn't care less about whether you're rich or not, couldn't care less about your mental health. All he cares about is making as much money as he can, and he's using you to do that, and you're a mug for falling for it. You really are, because you just look you're like his little minions. But instead of stealing the moon, you're stealing your own he's stealing your own sanity. That's what he is. That's what he's doing.
Mic drop.
Mic drop. Boo. But
So I just think social media is really scary in general. Like, you look at stuff online all the time and most of it's not real, and I think that's absolutely terrifying. Like, I go on my Instagram feed and I'm like, oh, they look so pretty, they're on holiday, they're doing all these things. And people edit stuff to the point now where even the colour of the sky isn't real.
it's crazy, isn't it? And we were, like, I mean, we did have to just cut because phone storage died again, but it's fine. We have done 2 episodes today, so it makes sense. But it's true, it really is scary. And, like, for me, it's the transparency of it is that, you know, we spoke, you know, about people like Sophia and Chintzia, for example. They do their vlogs, and they vlog with no makeup on when they first wake up in the morning. That's fine. Like, that's perfect because you're showing that is also an element of yourself as a person.
I don't know why people have got it in their heads that they have to be these perfect robots who look 100%.
Nobody's perfect. Everyone's got some spots. Everyone's got little dimples. Everyone's got like.
But why does it matter?
Nobody cares.
Everyone's got insecurities and things like that, but don't change everything about yourself just so you look good to other people.
But the thing is, but at the other end of that stick is do it. If you want to do it, but don't be disingenuous about it.
Yeah.
Because people will notice if you edit your videos. I mean, there's a whole obviously catfishing and stuff like that. Like, if you edit your videos to the point where you don't, or your pictures, sorry, to the point where you genuinely don't look anything like them, People will notice.
They'll see
Especially,
you in real life as
it's
well.
like, that's what I don't get about Tinder, right? So I met my girlfriend on Tinder. She does look like the pictures that were in her profile. That's why I'm with her. No, I'm joking. But more generally,
And because he likes her.
obviously,
And her
but more generally, it's like if you're going to do something on Tinder, like I know, and I'm not obviously not going to name any names, but I know people that have Tinder accounts and they just do not look anything like the pictures. But then, you know, if you were to meet them, say like if they get matches and then they meet the person, I don't get how that goes.
No.
Surely you walk in and you're like, bloody hell, you
And
don't look like
do you know
that.
what makes it worse? I'm 100% sure that most of the time, people would rather you be genuine and show that yourself, because it's likely that you're just as good looking, or there's like something they wouldn't want you to look exactly like a fake person that you're portraying online. Like, they'd rather you be genuine. And at the end of the day, even if you're the best looking person in the world, if they meet you and you've got the worst personality ever, no one's going to like you anyway.
Looks really don't matter at the end of the day. Like, they play very little part in in a happy friendship or relationship. That is mad, isn't it? I know people that are only friends with other people they find attractive. Like, as in, like, and they are a girl, but it's like, and it's not at uni, it was at home, and I'm not friends with her anymore. But she was only friends with girls which she deemed to be attractive.
And I think that's the whole thing again,
nuts.
because when she takes pictures with them or when they go out together, it looks good.
Yeah.
And it's
all
like,
for Instagram.
Why do you care? Because it's so disingenuine, and it really, really, really winds me up, because I think that really says a lot more about you than it does the people that you're posting those things to. Because all you're doing is they're looking at that and they will feel worse about it. So not only are you making yourself feel bad by putting things out there that aren't even you, but you're also making the people that look up to you and follow you and are friends with you feel bad as well.
I think it's an element of society which is actually quite sad, really, isn't it? That
it is.
People feel they need to do
and
that.
I hope one day, well, there's all stuff at the minute with the body positive movement
Yeah,
and
that's
people
brilliant, yeah.
trying to show their raw, authentic selves, and I hope that carries on, because like, it's real.
Yeah,
and
it seems to be working
online,
slowly.
It shouldn't be filtered and photoshopped and face apped all the time.
Well, this is the thing you were just saying about face app. So do you want to tell us a bit more about what that actually is?
Yeah, so it's basically this app for your face. And people use it to edit their pictures, and they can completely airbrush things. And there's a button on it. I'm not 100% sure how it works, because don't use it, because people know what I look like. There's a button on it, and you can literally change any feature on your face, so you can make yourself have a full set of straight white teeth, or change your lips, or change your eye colour, or change your eyebrow shape, or how big or smooth your hair looks, and it's just absolutely.
But it kind of goes off what we're saying about catfishing. Is like, nobody has perfect. Very few people, unless you've got veneers, nobody has perfect straight white teeth. Nobody. My teeth have a little bit of colour to them. It's not white, but it's natural. Do you know what I mean? I brush my teeth twice a day, as you're meant to. I wear my retainer. I just a bit unlucky, really. But it's one of those things where, like, nobody cares. And the thing is like you said, you said I could, like, so I could go on Face app, whatever it's called. Don't care. We're not plugging it because you shouldn't really be using it.
Don't use
Negative.
it. You beautiful yourself.
I could genuinely go on there, take a picture of myself, and get rid of my freckles.
Yeah.
So I could have no freckles.
Yeah, you could.
You should have told me this 3 years ago, because I didn't know you 3 years ago, but you should have told me, because about 3 years ago I went on Snapchat, took a picture, and then tried to find a colour on the pen which was the same colour as my skin, so I could draw over my freckles and see what it would look like.
Why don't you like your freckles?
No, I love my freckles. I just was interested.
To see what you look like.
I might check out Face app genuinely, because I'm quite interested to see what I look like without freckles.
Research purposes.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to post. But if I was to post a picture on Instagram with no freckles, people would be like, "Who's this?
What's happening?
Who's on Emery's Instagram? It doesn't look like him. It just." But this is what I mean. It's like, you know, I'm not going to name drop, but this is a funny story that happened in one of your lectures the other day, isn't it?
I don't know.
Do you remember when someone basically had a profile picture?
Oh yeah.
And the lecturer, we're not going to say her name, so it's fine. She knows who she is, don't you? But basically, one of the some of our assessments, people have to check our social media accounts.
Yeah.
So you check it, and you'd be like, what was it? What was the quote?
Is that you? That doesn't look anything like you. You look so different.
Oh, that would just rip me down.
Oh,
it would.
no.
Bless her. we feel bad for her, but at the same time.
But I think that she does look like the picture.
No, I do think she
You don't
looks.
look at her
I
and
thought,
go, you look so different in real
I
life.
thought it was a bit harsh. I think she does
It
look
was
like the pictures.
definitely harsh.
But it was
We
basically,
think you're pretty.
basically, well, you do. I'm not saying anything.
I
But
do.
borderline is that. Well, the bottom line is that our teacher basically called one of the students a catfish, and we thought that was really funny.
And a week later, she still not got over it because she mentioned
I
it
wouldn't
again
get
today.
over it.
We
What, the
traumatised her
teacher
forever.
or-
Both.
I would not get over it. I'd be livid. But yeah. So it is. Social media is scary, and like I think the main kind of point of that conversation is
Just
that
take it with a pinch of salt.
everything you see, everything you read. I mean, we spoke last episode about the birds and how that lad had literally made, like, deliberately planned to make up a conspiracy to get people to basically to see, it was a test to see how far it could go. Why would it's not going to not happen again? People will do that. So when you see stuff about, I'm not even going to get into it, but all sorts about vaccines and all this, like, just take everything with a pinch of salt. Everything you see, everything you read, everything you hear, because it's quite likely that it's a twisting of the real truth.
And make opinions based on what you believe.
Yeah, so
don't just be so heavily influenced by other people.
and that kind of takes us back to the main point of the conspiracy space idea today of Andrew Tate. Don't, guys, and I'm talking to the guys out there, because girls, I do not know a single girl that genuinely agrees with Andrew Tate, and if you do, you need to give your head a wobble, because Jesus Christ, I don't have much faith in you. But look, lads, you're not going to impress him. You're not going to be called a simp. You might get called one, but you're not a simp for not agreeing with Andrew Tate and agreeing in equal rights. It's completely valid. It's fair. It's how it should be. Like, excuse me. Like, nobody is gonna. Andrew Tate doesn't care about you. He doesn't think you're cool. Any girl that you talk to, has that not been a thing? I think it's been a thing where, George has asked me, like, what are your thoughts on Andrew Tate? He said, it's somewhat of a test, as it should be. But it should be, though. Like, and I'm not surprised that girls are asking that question. If I was a girl, I'd be like, bloody hell, like, if you're an Andrew Tate fan, you're going nowhere near me.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely not. There's no way. So I think, look, be honest to yourself. Research, teach yourself. Don't just listen to what you hear on the internet. Don't just listen to the content that's driven down your throat. You don't have to listen to this. You don't need to listen to my opinions on Andrew Tate. You don't need to listen to Jessie's opinions on, face tuning, social media, and how scary that kind of stuff is. We don't care if you listen, but we've got the right to our own opinion, right? And we can say that, but we're not going to be like forced down your throats. Research, at least be open to listening to the other side of the coin. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like if you're not going to do that, then you're probably in trouble more generally in life. Don't worry, I'm not going to tell on you, but you're going to be in trouble. It's going to come back to bite you. So yeah, I think that about sums up episode 3 of the Rants Over. I'm going to try over Easter to get these paddles for Conspiracy Space so we can have a yes, no. So I need you to send me some funny pictures of you with a happy face and a really sad face, like devastated. So we'll sort that out for next episode. In theory, we might not. But anyway, I think that about sums it up. So for now, Jessie, the rant's over. We'll see you next episode. Thank you.